Marley, the Muto, is taking a stroll. She's actually trying to look for Mothra. It really concerned her what Leo had said. She never really noticed Mothra being sadder than usual, even though she knows at times Mothra can be a little dramatic. As if her thoughts are manifesting in front of her, she sees Mothra, all of her legs wobbling and moving from side to side as Mothra tries to keep her balance. Marley perks up immediately with a smile. "Miss Mothra, are you okay?" At first, Mothra does not respond. She is too in her head. The Muto goes to grab Mothra to help support her. Mothra uses one of her middle legs and pushes Marley off, much to Marley's shock. "Miss Mothra? What's wrong? Did someone hurt you?" "No, Marley, I just want to be left alone, okay? Jesus Christ, you're like so smothering, like, just leave me alone." "Miss Mothra, you're not well." She pushes Marley again, and this time Marley falls over, her legs folding and crumpling under her like a dead spider's. "Leave me alone, okay? I don't need your help at every freaking second of every day." "Miss Mothra, what? Okay, well, at least let me help you so you don't fall." "I don't need your help, okay? Go pick flowers or something." Marley understands that Mothra doesn't want to be touched right now, but it's obvious that Mothra is intoxicated or inebriated or sleepy or something. The Muto goes behind Mothra, just there to guard her in case anyone wants to hurt her. What is Mothra even doing alone in this condition? It honestly scares Marley because she's never seen Mothra like this. Mothra's wings twitch momentarily, and that's enough to send her completely off balance, and she goes toppling to her side. Oh my god. What the fuck did I trip on? "Miss Mothra?" Nobody saw that. I'm totally standing because I've got wings. Like, I can't trip. That don't make no sense. "Okay, that's it, Miss Mothra. I'm helping you up." Mothra pushes Marley once again. "Stay away from me! Girl, you're harassing me. Okay? Like, didn't your parents tell you not to touch people without their permission? Stop doing that. Please, I mean it." Marley just stays there with her mouth wide open looking down at Mothra splayed out on the floor. Mothra doesn't even sound like herself anymore. Marley gives up and decides to sit beside Mothra. Clearly something is going on. "Okay, I won't try to pull you anymore, but I'm gonna sit here on the side with you." "Okay, I don't care. Do whatever you want," slurs Mothra as she looks out into space, her head wobbling slowly from side to side as if she's having a problem even keeping herself propped up. Marley and her take a sigh, and the both of them just sit quietly for a while, Marley not knowing what she should do. "You don't have to stay with me, you know? Matter of fact, I command you to just leave. You know what to say. I can take care of myself, Marley. I'm not a baby." "I know that, Miss Mothra. I didn't say you were. But we have to look out for each other because, well, I guess I thought we were friends." "Who's looking out for you, Marley? What are you doing out here by yourself? You can't fly." "I'm sorry. You can't, though. So, who's looking out for you?" "I'm looking out for you. And then someday you'll look out for me, Miss Mothra. You see how it works?" Just please leave me alone. I don't even want to talk right now." "We don't have to talk, Miss Mothra. We can just sit here together, like sisters." Mothra's antennae twitch momentarily, and they do sit quietly for another few minutes. "Marley." "Yeah?" "Am I a bad person?" "No, of course not, Miss Mothra. Stop it. Shut up, because you're saying what you think I want to hear. I want you to be honest okay? I want someone to finally just be honest with me. Who likes me. And who cares, you know? I just want to know if I'm a bad person. I messed up everything, Marley. I killed Ralph. He saved my life. And I couldn't save his. Everyone hates me. I feel so trapped, and I hurt Godzilla. Marley doesn't think twice, and she wraps her legs around Mothra, holding her close to her side. It's okay, Miss Mothra. Get it out. It's all right. You can talk to me. What's wrong? Why do you think you hurt Godzilla? I just, ever since, the whole disease thing, I was remembering that I gave everyone a start, and I just wanted to feel good. I wanted my life to mean something, not just because everybody wanted me to be what they want me to be. That's not why Ralphie saved me. I owe it to him to be more. And you hurt Godzilla because of that? Because every time I make a decision that is mine, that I want to do, it always ends up hurting somebody else. It's okay. It's alright. Mothra leans into Marley's shoulder and cries. Marley has no idea what she's talking about, but it did seem as though the relationship between her and Godzilla was always strained. Being the queen of the monsters is a very, very high responsibility, and Marley guessed that even though she always wanted to be like Mothra, to be a queen, she thought it would be magical and scintillating. She didn't want to kid herself any longer in thinking it was all roses. She thought Mothra was lucky, but after seeing who she was partnered with, being completely terrified of Godzilla, Marley realized that she had to grow up and stop seeing the world in rose-tinted goggles. I guess you want to know whether or not you should make a decision that makes you happy if it's going to hurt someone else? Yeah. Or not. Maybe I'm not meant to be happy. Miss Mothra, look. Marley excitedly positions her body so she's facing Mothra directly. She holds Mothra's head in her hands or leg tips. You can be happy. It's fun. You can enjoy life. Don't feel bad or guilty. I think what you're going through right now is survivor's guilt. You feel bad because Raphael was your friend and he rescued you, but he died and you're still alive. Or you get another chance and he doesn't. But that's okay. He died so you could have another chance. You should never feel guilty about that. You should never feel guilty about being happy. And as long as you're not going out of your way to purposely hurt someone else, sometimes your happiness does mean it's going to upset some people. No matter what you do about that, you'll never please everyone. And that's okay. And you have to be okay with that. Mothra seemed as though she was listening. At least Marley hopes she is listening. I have somewhere I need to be, Marley. I don't think you're in any condition to go by yourself. I think you've done enough. Just let me stand up. Mothra wobbles and then falls back on her back. She holds out one of her legs. Marley looks at it, waiting for Mothra to ask her for help. Give me up. You need to help me stand up. I can't do it by myself. Okay. Marley helps her up, and Mothra continues walking in a direction which doesn't seem to be a direction Marley recognizes. Miss Mothra, where are you going? I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy, Marley. I'm okay though. Thank you for everything. You're so kind to me. Do you want me to come with you? No. I just want to be by myself. Just let me be by myself, okay? I'm sorry. I'm like being so mean right now. I really don't mean to be. I can see. I know where I'm going. Miss Mothra, you're hardly all there. I'm not flying. Marley, I'm walking. I'll be fine. Trust me, please. Marley wants to trust Mothra, but when she's in this state of mind, does Mothra even know what she's saying? Her eyes are half closed most of the time she's been speaking to Marley. But Marley takes a risk. She follows from afar, and then after a while she stops, not wanting to encroach upon Mothra's privacy. She wonders if she's making the right decision. What if something happens to Mothra and she didn't do anything about it? What if she doesn't hear from Mothra? She doesn't feel good about this. Mothra shouldn't be alone. And so she starts tracing Mothra and catches up to her, but stays at a distance so Mothra cannot detect her. Kong is relaxing up against a scintillating rock in the hollow earth. He feels so strange, this new home. Is it really home? Or is it a prison? Godzilla agreed to let him have this section of the hollow earth down here, but Godzilla is still the king. However, Godzilla has dominion on the top side. Kong isn't fooled. He knows exactly what this is, but tries to make the best of it. While he's looking into the artificial sun's haze, he sees a wobbling object in the sky. It seems to be flying upside down, and then it very crazily rights itself and is heading very fast towards him, as though its wings are broken. He leans forward.
What the hell is that?
He says, squinting his eyes, trying to make out what it is. It doesn't take long for him to find out, as he sees Queen Mothra flying sideways, trying to land and failing at it. She uses her legs, which get scraped along the rocks on the ground, to try to land, and then tries to take off to the air again to try and do a better landing. Kong positions himself in front of her, and when she comes barrel rolling down back towards the rocks, he catches her with grace.
Well, hello there. Nice to see you again in such a strange state.
Mothra looks up as Kong holds her like a baby. Recognizing his face, even in her state, she smiles warmly and hugs him. Hi, my friend. You're so fluffy. Thank you so much for breaking my fall.
Okay, you're drunk. I'm gonna take you inside, and we're gonna get you all fixed up, okay?
Well, I got that. Kong had taken Mothra inside his little treehouse enclosure. Well, little is not really the word to be used here, because it was actually fantastically grandiose. Mothra wakes up, and Kong comes in to give her a little bit of powder dust to help her wake up a little better.
Well, hello there. You look like you had quite the journey.
Kong says, smiling warmly as he sits down next to the bed that she's on. Abashed, she puts her face in her hands, or her leg palms. Oh my god, what am I doing here? Please tell me somebody dropped me here. Please tell me I didn't come here.
You came here. Like, you came here hard. Like, I wish I had a thing that I could capture the moment of how you were coming in, because it was kind of comical. I was concerned for you as a friend, but I was kind of laughing on the inside too.
Oh my god, I am so sorry, Kong. I'm so embarrassed.
You know, most people just do a butt mating call to someone when they're drunk, but you showed real dedication. I feel so honored.
Mothra licks the powder and sniffs it, and feels almost instantly better. Her head is swimming, however. Mothra and Kong catch up for a little while, and she tells him about the club. She actually feels as though she can completely unleash with Kong. Even though they've met each other only recently, it's like she's known him her whole life. So yeah, I just decided to just let go tonight. It is what it is, you know?
You gotta do that sometime. I completely understand where you're coming from. Now, all the bullshit aside, what's the real reason why you're here?
Mothra perks up, her antennae wiggle, and point in the direction of Kong. What do you mean? I told you.
No, you didn't. You told me a BS story. But there was an underlying reason. I'm not stupid. I'll wait.
Kong sits back in his little beanie chair that he made that's right up against Mothra's bed. Mothra smiles, or more so chuckles. She knows nothing can escape him. I was going through some issues. It's kind of embarrassing.
That's fine. I mean, look around.
Kong does a motion with his body, as if they're not the only ones in the room.
There's no one here for me to talk to.
You're right about that, although that might change soon, I hear.
I don't know about that. I haven't found anyone.
I thought Gia said
She
that...
didn't know. Nobody knows. I just want to get my hopes up, you know? Just in case. But stop trying to change the subject and take it off of me. What is happening with you? If you don't want to tell me, that's fine. But you can tell me. And maybe it's time for you to talk about it.
It's very embarrassing, Kong. They both look at each other and smile. You gotta tell me something very embarrassing, too.
Okay, I'll bite.
Kong puts down his little cup that he proudly made himself with some kind of concoction in it that makes his stomach feel like it's singing.
This is very embarrassing, but you told me to do this. And after I do this, you need to tell me.
I promise I'll tell you.
Okay,
He sneaks in close to Mothra while she's on the bed, and she sneaks into him and gives him her ear.
This place, since I've moved here, makes me masturbate like 20 times more.
Oh my god, Kong, gross.
I told you it was embarrassing, and that's not even the most embarrassing part.
Mothra puts one of her legs over her brow, trying to cover her eyes, or probably her ears. I don't think I want to hear this.
Look how much better you feel. Yeah, so I was doing it one time, and after I opened my eyes, two baby chundles were at the top of the hill staring at me the whole time.
Oh no!
I ran so fast out of there because I knew their mother was gonna think that I was gross.
Kong, what in the hell?
I know. Think about how I felt.
Mothra is smiling from ear to ear. Okay. Alright. I still think mine is worse than yours. But here goes.
It doesn't matter. You gotta tell it. Deal's a deal.
You promise not to tell anyone.
I promise, Mothra. Who am I gonna tell?
What if you do meet someone you want to tell them one day? You can't tell them, I'm the queen of the monsters. This could ruin me.
Mothra, we're friends. I am the best person to keep secrets. Being alone that long, it's easy for you to do that. It's habit for me. And I would never in a million years do anything to ever endanger or embarrass my friends. Sometimes, but not this.
Okay. Kong listens intently.
Come on, spit it out, girl! What? We all know you're a hoe.
Mothra slaps Kong. Are you serious? What? Kong raises an eyebrow.
Am I lying?
Yeah, your girl's a hoe. Yeah.
Who was it? It wasn't Godzilla, I know that.
You're enjoying this way too much.
Yeah, I kinda not like him, so I really don't care. Who's the guy? Is it Rodan?
Mothra's heart started skipping beats. All of the little fuzzy hairs in her body stood up, just hearing his name.
Oh, shit!
Mothra covers her face with embarrassment. Oh my god, stop!
I knew it! I knew it from the moment I saw you guys together. You look like a couple. You don't think I could feel the sexual tension that was wafting off you guys? Bullshit, you guys weren't a couple. That's why I didn't say anything.
No, I partially blame you because you were trying to hook us up.
Please, whatever was going on between you and Rodan happened long before you guys came to my island.
Mothra told him everything up to the point where after she was with Godzilla, she was with Rodan in his cabin.
So, let me get this straight. You and Godzilla are kind of like on and off. You don't even know if you're actually in a relationship with him.
I mean, we're kind of together, sort of.
Okay, but are you official?
We are official. I don't know.
You didn't even do it with Rodan, though. So after all of that, you didn't even get the tip in?
Oh my god, Kong.
Well, tell me, this is what you're saying, right?
No, he didn't get it in. We were interrupted by Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Mothra just looked at Kong with a glance. You are enjoying this way too much.
Have you seen... You know, you understand that I live by myself. This is the only entertainment that I get.
I guess I just feel guilty and horrible.
Well, as your friend, I need to be truthful. You are a slut.
Mothra hits him. Kong!
You are a slut. You are. But you have feelings, and you need to be honest with your feelings. Denying them is only gonna make this happen, and because the both of you have tasted each other's juices, you're gonna want the whole thing. Although I gotta tell you, gotta be careful, because if you're gonna throw away a relationship with the king of the monsters for his sidekick, you gotta weigh the options.
I know, and that's why I wonder, is it just lust? I mean, Rodan is hot, you know.
He paid you a little bit of attention that Godzilla wasn't getting you, and you fell for him, like, instantly. Like I said, slut.
Stop. But no, seriously, he has, like, this thing, like...
Oh, okay, Mothra, it's getting late, I'm tired, and as much as I'm your friend, I don't want to talk about this anymore, because it's a girly thing, and it's gonna go down the 2-hour road mark, so all I'm gonna say is, if you want to fuck Rodan, but let Godzilla know ahead of time that you no longer want to fuck him. Unless you do, then that's something you both have to work out. Wait, do you?
No, I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
Well, you need to put both of them on the shelf until you figure that out. You can't go around just hurting people. As much as I hate Godzilla, it must have hurt his pride a lot to have someone he thought loved him, you know, try to sleep with his best friend.
I know.
It hurts you hearing it, doesn't it?
Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny.
You're sick. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, haven't been socialized. I have an excuse. What's yours?
You heathen.
You degenerate.
2 peas in a pod, aren't we?
Speak for yourself. I'm not fucking my boyfriend's best friend.
Oh my god, Kong! I'm so sorry I told you. Oh my god.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me, but I'm never gonna let that go. Oh, I'm gonna hold on to that.
Kong looks out of the little window in the room. He licks his lips, and he stretches.
It's getting late. You made me so tired with all this, so let's get some rest, especially you, after everything you've been through.
Thanks, Kong. I'm really sorry that inconvenienced you.
Mothra, you're never inconveniencing me. I really do appreciate the company.
As he starts to walk away, Mothra calls out to him. Hey, Kong.
Yeah?
How do you deal with being lonely?
What makes you ask that? What makes you think I'm lonely?
Your eyes, Kong.
What are you, a seer?
Kong stands at the doorway with his arm over the frame, and he thinks for a second, licking his lips and biting his lips over his teeth.
Well, I guess I just get used to being with myself. Because at the end of the day, you're born by yourself and you die by yourself, and so that's the one person that's always going to be with you, and I'm trying to get to know more about who that person is. I guess it's a way to kind of pass the time, so much that I don't really think about it if I'm not...
You're not thinking about it if you keep yourself busy.
Yeah, that's it. So stop feeling sorry for yourself, that's the first step. You'll be alright.
He starts to leave, and as he does, on the shelf right next to the door inside of Mothra's room that she's staying in his treehouse, he grabs the 5 lightning flies that had been sitting there, glowing and permeating the room with their light, and buries them behind the shelf.
Good night, slut.
Oh, shut up. Mothra is startled awake. She looks around the room. It's dark. Kong? She calls out. She stretches out her wings that touch the ceiling. She looks out the little window. It is dark in this part of the hollow earth, but Kong had expertly managed to build an artificial nighttime apparatus that would mirror what happens on the surface in terms of the night and day cycle. A tangled mess of branches, leaves, and some other substance are swaying overhead of Mothra, and in the distance away, 2 large rocks with a flat tarp hanging up in the middle block out the light from the light source in the hollow earth. Mothra stretches and starts to make her way off the makeshift bed. But something makes her freeze in her tracks. She could have sworn she saw the darkness move in the corner of the little room she's in. Now that she's looking at it and concentrating, there is definitely something there. She shivers. Her mouth creaks open. Kong? The figure starts to come out of the shadows, and the overwhelming darkness and its presence catch Mothra by surprise, and she screams. All at once, Kong busts in to ask what's wrong. Kong then takes the bugs from out of the wall made of bark in the room where he hid them earlier, shakes them in his hand like dice, and as they quickly illuminate, he holds his hand out so they can shine in the corner.
Are you okay?
She points to the area, but nothing is there but the thin vine that had been growing there the whole time.
Hey, come here. It's okay, I'm here. It's alright, Mothra. Mothra, relax, breathe. It's alright.
Kong grabs Mothra and pulls her into him as she cries. Mothra is 100% sure that she's completely sober right now. She knows what she saw. Godzilla's eyes flutter awake. He holds his head up and looks around.
Rodan! God damn it. What the hell happened? The fuck?
Godzilla gets up steadily, rubbing his gills and his eyes and his nose. He feels like he'd just been abducted. Was it a bad dream? Well, something happened. Not having a great day and wanting to go home, he makes his move to leave, when he almost falls over the edge and then looks down to realize that he's on an island in the sky.
What the fire and brimstone fuck?
Godzilla looks to the left and sees a horde of kaiju looking at him.
Oh my god. Look, we don't need your shit, alright? We said we would settle this. Nobody's getting your fucking icy cones. Leave it alone.
These are a horde of kaiju that Godzilla had been in conflict with the territories. Now, they were in an island in the sky, which they evidently moved to. A very large, spindly kaiju that looks like he's fixated with a whole bunch of branches walks up to Godzilla.
Well, we tried to do it your way, Godzilla. We've tried, and we have made a home in the sky here on this island.
Godzilla looks down at the ground and the grass as it flows and stands up on edge.
Why does it smell like ass up here?
That's because this is a kaiju! Yes, a very particular kaiju. A large floating island. Just like your friend, except he doesn't float, he farts.
Godzilla just offers a blank stare at the second kaiju who had been behind the first one.
You think you're funny or some shit? Why did you bring me up here? Have you all lost your eternal minds?
Godzilla can see that Rodan is chained up to a rock several feet in front of him.
Really, bro?
The spindly kaiju walks up to him.
I want us to have an alliance. My name is Hollock.
I remember who the fuck you are, Tingle Tangle. You think I don't remember people who smell like shit? It's a very peculiar smell that you don't expect to be wafting off something that's alive.
Amhaluk puts his twiggy fingers up in peace, saying to Godzilla,
Listen, my friend. I would like to call you my friend.
Call me whatever the fuck you want, but you're my fucking food. You wait till we get down from here. You be snip-snapping, motherfucker.
Rodan moans against his gag.
What? I can't hear you. Why do people try to talk when they know they're being deep-throated at the moment? I can't understand you, bitch.
Amhaluk waves his hands around to get Godzilla's attention once again.
We want peace, Godzilla, and the ability to move as we wish. If we are in the sky, then it's not a problem. You do not have a territory in the sky, so I think it is only fair that we resolve this conflict by allowing us to be in the air and taking note of that.
So you can rain shitballs down on my parade? No thanks.
Surely you rule the sea and the land, and we do not rule anything. We only ask to have solace in the air. I really don't think that would be a problem for you, and we would be out of your way.
Amaluk's eyes gleam, hoping that Godzilla will take the bait, knowing that he's also a stubborn kaiju. Godzilla pricks, his blood pressure rising.
You want to tell me why you have my friend tied up there?
Amalok looks back at Rodan.
Oh, well, we know that you have a tendency to be quite violent, so we kept Rodan as collateral, as you would put it.
Okay, good try. Well, I guess you're out of luck, because I don't give a fuck about him.
Rodan looks panicked and kind of betrayed. Godzilla taps his mouth and then taps his ear.
Can't hear you, remember? Can't understand you. Enjoy sucking on that cock and ball. It's your fault you got caught.
Rodan sighs and muffles against his gag more that seems to slide deeper into his throat.
I'm sure there's something else that we can do for you that will make you more pliable for this agreement.
I didn't...
Godzilla stops in his tracks and then turns around.
You know, come to think of it,
He says, thinking and twiddling his fingers together. He puts his one finger in the air from his right hand.
you can help me with something. I will agree to leave you alone. You're right. If you're in the air, as long as I don't have to know of your presence, I don't really see it as a problem. Please don't block out the sun. We should be fine. In return for that,
Yes?
would you wouldn't happen to know anything about my crystals, would you?
Crystals?
Says Amalok.
Yes, my crystals. Crystals? Nice shiny rocks.
Like accessories?
Clearly, Amalok didn't know anything about the crystals, or he was really playing it off and being a good actor at that.
You don't know anything about the crystals.
Is this a test?
Okay, whatever. Look, I don't see your problem, as long as you're not on the land. For us to finalize this, you gotta give me Rodan, or else I'll kill all of you right now.
The horde of spindly kaiju all laugh. One of the females atop another rock that looked like glass that Godzilla actually thought that she was part of, says in a silky voice, "You have no idea how easily we can kill you right now.
Oh really? How do you figure?
We managed to get you up here, did we not?"
Oh well, look at you, little Miss Entitled, who thinks that apparently you got off scot-free because I decided not to unleash Hellflame on your fucking ass.
We are aware of that. That's why we have certain things in place. You think we were not prepared for that as we carried you up here to our island like a baby? Godzilla's eyes narrow, and his dorsal plates start to light up.
You know what? Even if you deluded yourselves and thought that you could kill me right now, that would be a very, very bad idea. Because then you'd spend the rest of your lives running when all my followers find out.
Amalok looks back at the female, who seems to know him very well, because as she passes by him, her spindly vines wipe all over his face in a very emotional and sensual manner. Godzilla kind of enjoys it a bit, not knowing which end is up with them, but just the movement alone makes him feel as though he's being drawn in by a succubus. We are the Sky Kaiju. We've been very good at hiding. You didn't even know of our existence. How would your followers know, Godzilla? She moves up closer to him, using her vine to touch him from his knee to his crotch all the way up to his mouth. And then, putting her face in his nuzzle as Godzilla smiles, kind of enjoying the attention, she blinks seductively, looking into his eyes. Unless you are implying that your followers know more than you? Godzilla smiles. He has to put on a brave face. He can't let this female thing know that he's getting aroused by her being so close. Doesn't know why he is. Maybe it's pheromones or something, but he doesn't like feeling vulnerable. He doesn't show any weakness.
Well, I guess you feel good about yourself, don't you, you ugly bitch? You know what? It doesn't matter,
He says, pushing away from her.
I have bigger issues right now, to tell you the truth, and I actually would like your help to find out who stole my crystals. And in the meantime, you can have your sky castle and give your sky daddy some awesome head. I really don't give a damn. But I do need that thing, though.
Some of the Sky Kaiju start cheering. Amalok looks at Rodan.
Oh, you will not regret this, Godzilla.
He says, smiling. A smile that Godzilla can tell is fake. A bunch of the spindly kaiju pick up Rodan and the rock that he's attached to and put him beside Godzilla. Amalok unties Rodan, but only loosely, so that Rodan is still attached to the rock. Rodan immediately goes careening over the edge of the island. Amalok smiles at Godzilla.
Catch him.
What? With insane laughter, Amalok does a giddy, gleeful dance as two of his other kaiju kicked Godzilla off the island, expecting him to drop to his death. The rope loosens enough over Rodan as he manages to use his beak to pull it off. Rodan dives after Godzilla.
This can't seriously be happening right now.
It's not my fault. I wasn't expecting him to be in the sky.
You're a flying kaiju. How did you not detect them in the sky?
Godzilla is falling fast towards the ground. His heart is actually beating so fast. He remembers what it was like to drop from a height like this when Ghidorah took him up into the air. He does not want to experience that again. Not to mention, Mothra is nowhere around. Godzilla could very well die from this height. He looks over at Rodan, who is trying to keep up with him by diving to match his pace.
If I fucking die, I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Oh, shut up and don't be a baby. Just follow me. Right along with what I'm doing.
Rodan grabs Godzilla with his legs and instantly gets pulled down by Godzilla's weight. He flaps as fast as he can, but it almost does nothing to change Godzilla's velocity. The both of them are falling very fast. Rodan thought momentarily to himself, if Godzilla has to die, Rodan's gonna let that happen. He is not going to die alongside him. Then what would happen? What would life be like after that? While Rodan is daydreaming as he's diving, he looks back down to Godzilla, who is looking back up at him with a look of sheer rage. That look spoke volumes to Rodan, with Godzilla's light blue atomic breath glowing in the back, Godzilla falling with his back to the ground and his tummy to the air, falling quickly away from it and quickly towards the ground. Rodan knows that Godzilla will roast him like a crispy duckling if he tries to fly away. Godzilla will die, sure, but so will Rodan. Rodan continues to grab around Godzilla, and this time tighter and with conviction.
I'm not gonna let you die today.
I know you're not,
replies Godzilla. Suddenly, Rodan feels constricted as Godzilla quickly wraps his tail around Rodan's body, only causing his wings to be free. Godzilla's face is right in Rodan's face, their chest against chest.
If I die, you die too.
Rodan flaps his wings so much that he can feel the tendons snapping, and then he has an idea. Now he is fighting for his life. Godzilla would be the crazy person who would kill both of them. He suddenly dives with Godzilla, bringing his wings closer into his body, causing them both to fall very fast. Even going at this velocity, Rodan can feel Godzilla's heart beating at almost 1,000,000 miles per minute, it seems. Something about this amused Rodan. Godzilla's eyes are wide open with terror.
What are you doing?
Rodan just narrows his eyes, ignoring Godzilla. Godzilla, in this moment, is actually terrified. Should he snap Rodan's body in two right now? He thinks, at this point, would Rodan actually kill them? After all, Godzilla's body might break Rodan's fall. Godzilla tries to position himself so that he is above Rodan, but because he's so much heavier than Rodan, he just hangs as Rodan flies with always an upward advantage. Always on top. Godzilla fears that he has no choice but to completely trust Rodan. Godzilla leans his head back and he can see upside down as the ground is coming up to meet them very, very fast. As they are fastly approaching a canopy with rocks and land below, Rodan starts to slowly open his wings into an outstretched position like a plane so he can use their momentum and yaw to glide at an angle. Now Godzilla and he are not vertically dropping, but dropping at a 50-degree angle.
Godzilla?
Yeah, what?
I need you to listen to me, buddy.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I need you to open up your legs.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, shut your mouth for 1 second and listen to me. I need you to open up your legs and your arms like a starfish. Then hold on to me with your tail. You understand? As far as they could go.
That doesn't completely work. So Godzilla, holding on to Rodan with his arms, just opens up his legs and extends his tail and starts spinning his tail and throwing it a bit in front of them to try and slow them down. Rodan tries desperately to fight against this off balance while parachuting his stressed wings. The mountainside quickly approaches them, and they slam into it while screaming and then slide down towards the very bottom. On their way back while arguing, Rodan and Godzilla see Methuselah, Behemoth, and Scylla.
Oh, great. Why is it there everywhere we go? Godzilla, Rodan. Alright, I know that we've had our differences, you say when you got back, but y'all need to see this.
It is true. You need to come. Right now.
You know, Scylla, that is a really good idea. I really think that that's some good advice you're giving me right now, because...
No, my king. We found something. It's a large, bright stone in the Hollow Earth tunnels.
Yeah, and it wasn't there before. A large, bright stone. Aren't there lots of those in the Hollow Earth? This one is different, my liege. Please trust us when we tell you it's important.
Methuselah says. Rodan looks over at Godzilla.
We did say that we were going to check it out. No, you said you were going to go check it out. I didn't say shit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've had a really, really bad day. And I think you might have a worse day if you don't come and take care of this thing that he's taking care of.
Says Behemoth, looking at Godzilla, while Godzilla looks back at him and they both give each other a stare. Methuselah comes between them.
Godzilla, please. Please take a moment out of your time to just simply look.
Godzilla and Rodan make the decision to go with them, and they reach the Hollow Earth. At that very moment, they see Mothra walking with Kong.
So you should definitely come back around that time. There's so many wonders that you don't know about, and you've been in the Hollow Earth longer than I have.
Not really. Like, you can be in an area and not oh my god.
What's the matter? Oh. Oh wow, look who it is.
Kong, you should probably go. Kong huffs and rolls his eyes.
Why should I go? I'm allowed to be here, remember?
Godzilla smirks, giving Mothra a deadpan.
I see that you haven't ceased the activity of spreading all 6 of your legs.
Kong is about to say something when Mothra uses her left wing to cover his face. First of all, it's not like that. Kong is my friend, and I had a rough night last night.
I bet you did,
says Godzilla, walking right past Mothra. What's going on? She asks. Miss Mothra, you have to come see. We're going down to the tunnels. That's what tunnels?
We found a big-ass rock that's as bright as heaven's asshole. A rock? You guys have some weird things to be interested in. I guess it really does get boring down here, doesn't it?
Godzilla whirls around, all battered up, and goes up into Kong's face.
I'm sorry, who invited you, elbow grease? Relax.
Kong holds both his hands up, smirking shyly, as if to tell Godzilla that he is in no mood to fight. As much as Kong wants to have bravado, he remembers the fight, as it is very fresh in his mind. As a matter of fact, he's still recovering from it. Godzilla, leave him alone.
When I allowed you to be in the Hollow Earth, it's because I didn't want to see your face up there.
Down.
And now I'm seeing you hanging around everybody. I'm seeing your face around every corner. This is not what we agreed to.
Stop!
Don't you fucking tell me what you do, you Venus flytrap. Don't ever. Don't. Huh.
Kong quickly moves in front of Mothra and holds his palms up to steady Godzilla. Mothra had actually flinched, thinking Godzilla was actually going to hit her. Kong, seeing this, immediately becomes her savior, and he would rather get beat up again to protect Mothra.
No one is trying to overrule you, Mr. Godzilla. But fucking you just call me?
Godzilla, come on, man.
We
Godzilla,
need to go look at this
please.
thing. Did I mention
wasting
that
time.
villain in this thing?
Godzilla's roar quiets everyone immediately. Mothra is crying. Godzilla looks down at her and shakes his head.
Kong, I'm so sorry. Wow, seriously? What the fuck are you crying for? Mothra, are you gonna be okay?
I'll be fine.
I'm gonna go, okay? I don't want to cause any trouble. I was just making sure Mothra got back and you're safe. What was she doing with you in the first place?
Mothra sees at Godzilla. It's none of your business, remember? Godzilla ambles slowly and menacingly up to Mothra. This time, Kong stays where he is, ready to engage if he needs to.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, what?
Godzilla holds his ear closer to Mothra, facing her, and uses his hand to cup it. Mothra averts her gaze, not wanting to upset Godzilla, even though at this moment she really wants to challenge him. But more so, she wants to keep harmony between all the kaiju. Godzilla puts down his hand and glares at Kong. Methuselah waves his tusks.
Kong, if I were you, I'd haul my monkey ass out of his business. Just a nice little warning as a friend.
Kong tenses his lips, wanting so badly to say something to Godzilla or to punch him. Godzilla giving him a look, daring him to do anything, to make one quick movement. Kong stops looking at Godzilla and looks over down at Mothra, puts a hand softly on her shoulder, and says,
If you need anything, you know where to find me. Alright? I'm glad you're feeling better.
I know. Thank you, Kong. I appreciate it. We'll catch up sometime later.
Alright. See you later. Have a nice one, everyone. Have a good evening.
As Kong walks off, Godzilla follows him with his eyes, and then without moving any other part of his body, his eyes train on Mothra. He leans down low to her, to whisper in her face, but so everyone can hear, his tail wagging dangerously.
Listen to me, little bitch. I really don't give a fuck about you anymore. I really don't. But, at the same token, you still hold a certain position here, and you fucking around with the kaiju that tried to oppose my throne is a problem. It is very much my business. So while we're not doing shit together, whatever you do still comes back on me. Do you comprehend that?
I wasn't doing anything with Kong, okay? We really are friends.
I'm sure you are, just like you are with Rodan.
Hearing this, Methuselah and Behemoth look at each other. Scylla looks at them too. Everyone's confused. Marley, who's been waiting in the corner this whole time, has not yet shown herself. To tell the truth, she had actually followed Mothra all the way to Kong's place. Well, not all the way there. Marley could not catch up to Mothra being able to fly. But after many hours, she was able to finally get there. And from a distance, she saw Mothra through the window with Kong. They weren't doing anything, and Mothra didn't look like she was in any danger. Marley hadn't even been sure or had any indication that they were really, really good friends. Not to that degree. She knew they were friendly with each other, but not like that. Marley was happy that Mothra had someone to confide in, but at the same time, it made her feel bad. It made her feel as though Mothra didn't trust her enough to confide in her. "Oh, Miss Mothra," she had said, looking through the window. She had slept only several miles away, with Kong's area in full view in case anything happened. She woke up in the middle of the night knowing that Mothra would want to go home in the morning, supposedly, and she could not catch up to Mothra. She would have to get ahead of her and at least be closer to home to intercept Mothra. She also didn't want Mothra to know that she was followed. Now Marley was here, behind some trees and rocks in the area, watching the group, not knowing when to make her appearance. Now hearing what Godzilla said about Rodan, things started to come together in Marley's mind. That whatever was going on that was stressing out Mothra and Godzilla's relationship had something to do with either Kong or Rodan or both. Mothra just stares at Godzilla, feeling very embarrassed. Godzilla smiles a wry smile. "Your Majesty, we really should get going."
Oh, I'm sorry, pencil legs. Do you have something better to do? Well, I would think if you find a strange new substance in your territory that wasn't there before and you don't know what it is, that would be on one of the top lists of priorities. I agree. Not to mention strange occurrences have been taking place in the territory. What do you mean strange? I don't know, but...
Let's go. They all decide to go in. Godzilla follows. The bright boulder is glowing a bright white. Nestled in with that color, painting pastels, are some pinks and blues that seem to ripple throughout this big boulder.
What the shit is this? Do you guys feel that?
Yeah, I feel it.
Now, how did this get here?
Mothra beams transfixed with the light. It's magnificent.
Wow,
adds Rodan.
I reckon Space Kaiju put it here.
Behemoth
Why are you always doing the most?
Well, what else could it be?
I don't know, but why is your first go-to space kaiju?
Well, look at it.
Rodan smirks and shuffles his wings.
It could be a strange egg.
I know eggs, says Mothra. This isn't an egg. Godzilla turns to face Mothra with indignation.
You know the egg of every species of every creature in existence?
Mothra rolls her eyes. No, but
Okay, then how would you know whether or not this is an egg if it belongs to a creature you've never seen before? That's an interesting point, since you all seem to claim that there were monsters much larger than what you...
With eggs, you can feel life, Godzilla. It feels familiar. Scylla adds, peering around at it. As everyone talks among themselves, Godzilla thinks, placing his claw from his index finger on his chin and tapping it very lightly.
I still say that it is an egg, you know? Because something could have left it there. I still say it's a space kaiju.
It's not an egg, Rodan. It's not a space kaiju either.
What makes you think that
how?
eggs
I
were
think that
possibly?
no,
You never know what it is.
it's
Look at it just
time.
like we
A
Mother's the one that
Guys,
I think
one
that
at
she
a
knows
time,
that
one
could
at
be
a
a
time.
terrorist
Yeah, we
attack.
give their own advice,
you know?
Everyone
Nobody talks
shut
about
up.
that.
It takes a few seconds for them to all settle down and really be totally quiet, but everyone obliges. Godzilla breathes out and then in.
Has anyone touched it?
All the kaiju look around at each other. Methuselah answers first.
No.
I ain't touching anything if I don't know what it is and from what end of what it came out of.
Okay. Rodan?
I just got here like you, bro.
I haven't, says Mothra.
Why?
Rodan asks Godzilla.
Has anyone else been in here? Not that we know of. Alright. I will divulge with some of you that some issues have arisen. I may have some, enemies working against me, and I just find this very coincidental that this thing just shows up.
To be fair, we don't know how long it's been here.
Mothra, please, do not cut me the fuck off.
I'm sorry. Godzilla keeps staring at Mothra and has the overwhelming desire to slap her upside the head. Continue, Your Majesty, Scylla adds, seeing the tension.
What was I trying to say, goddammit? Oh yeah. You all know that I have enemies, which means, by default, you have enemies, and something very valuable was stolen from me. I don't know if this is connected to that. Why would it be? I don't know, Behemoth. It could be some bioweapon or some shit. It could be.
Adds Methuselah. Rodan steps closer to it.
What are you doing?
Look at it. See those sharp edges? And they look on the ground.
All the kaiju peer over each other to try and see what Rodan is pointing at.
See it?
He asks, looking at Godzilla and looking back at what he's looking at.
See what?
Right there.
Rodan says, looking briefly at Mothra. Mothra's breath catches when Rodan's eyes briefly connect with hers. Although it no longer seems like he's interested with her, she shakes her head, feeling ashamed, realizing that there are bigger things at stake possibly.
Oh, good eye. Someone want to let me in?
I don't think this was naturally made. I don't think it came from outer space as far as I can see. I think somebody made this, and you're not going to like what I'm going to say next.
Please stop with the suspenseful speech and just spit it.
Rodan stands to his full height and licks his lips, or his beak, in preparation to say something. He stares into Godzilla's eyes for a moment, a smoldering look that Mothra starts melting for. Mothra shakes her head again. What is wrong with her?
I think somebody built it as a weapon, and they did it recently from the chisel marks. They're fresh and sharp.
Rodan concludes with a nod of his head in the glowing rock's direction. Godzilla takes a closer look at it as well, at the shards on the ground. Now that Rodan pointed it out, it does look as though someone had been chiseling it. Godzilla huffs.
Doesn't make any sense. If someone wanted to make a weapon, why would they put it all the way over here where nobody hardly goes? I don't know.
Maybe they're not finished working on it, Mothra adds. Maybe the reason they're doing it out here is because they know that these areas are pretty much remote. People really don't come down here.
That seems very silly on their part, since what they're working on glows so brightly,
Scylla adds.
Yes, And we hardly saw it. The behemoth by luck caught the dance of the light.
Godzilla thinks for a moment. Mothra and everyone waits. With a flick of her wings, Mothra asks Godzilla, "Can't you just destroy it?" Godzilla ignores her and Mothra hangs her head. She doesn't want to be at odds with Godzilla, and she knows that she still loves him. Despite how she feels about Rodan, it breaks her heart knowing that Godzilla is upset with her. Without turning to look at her, Godzilla mumbles under his breath through his fist that is pressed up against his mouth as he's staring at the boulder.
What makes you think that would be a good idea? We have no idea what this thing is. For all I know, it's some sort of oxygen destroyer bomb that will kill all of us if we strike it. If it's a bomb, you think it has a detonator?
Says Behemoth.
Everyone just shut up for a second, okay?
Everyone waits. The silence is maddening.
I mean, I can tell you, looking at it, that it's definitely some large crystal or something. But honestly, I can't make heads or tails out of it, 'cause it's not my forte. It's just what it looks like to me.
Okay, so what are we gonna do?
We can get people to watch it. Station some people around the area.
Rodan says, to which Godzilla flicks his hand in Rodan's direction.
So, whoever built this can get spooked?
You don't think that already, since we're all here?
True, but they don't know why we're here.
For all we know, they're counting on us finding it and bringing it back with us.
Adds Scylla.
Oh, and that's where they'll detonate it.
Before we leap through all these conclusions, I think the best thing right now is to run this by someone who's actually an expert with this kind of stuff. And who would that be?
Asked the old kaiju Methuselah.
An old friend of mine who I coincidentally just paid a visit.
Turning to Rodan, Godzilla says with a smirk,
So, you up for going back over there?
Rodan narrows his eyes.
Are you kidding me?
I should go with you, says Mothra.
And why is that?
Godzilla asks, glaring at Mothra as if expecting her to say something stupid. In his mind, he still believes Mothra is trying to mate with Rodan. Godzilla tries to convince himself that he doesn't care, and if he had not been so busy, he would have already gotten himself some local tail. I see the condition you guys are in. Maybe you would not have had it as rough if I was there as a healer? Godzilla thought about it, and yes, she would have been useful. For some reason, he does not want her to come along if Rodan will be there, but he also doesn't want to be alone with her. While Behemoth, Methuselah, and Scylla are all talking and whispering amongst themselves, Rodan, Godzilla, and Mothra are quiet.
What do you think, Rodan? Should the queen come along?
Rodan is annoyed. Why the hell was Godzilla asking him? Paranoid, he starts thinking this is some sort of test.
I mean, it's up to you.
I know it's up to me, idiot, but I'm asking you as my side servant, what do you think would be the best thing to do?
Really? Your side servant?
Godzilla growls. Rodan rolls his eyes.
Look, it doesn't matter to me, but for the healing and a distraction, it would be better if she did come along, to be honest.
Okay then, Mothra, you're coming along with us. Don't slow us down.
Godzilla rolls his eyes after looking from Mothra to Rodan and walks out the tunnels.
And so, oh, you're leaving? So what are we doing?
He's got a plan,
We know a guy.
says Rodan.
Sweet assy ass. That's promising. So, what are we supposed to do in the interim?
Rodan starts walking out like he really wants to leave.
I don't know. Sniff each other's balls. I don't care. I don't think we have to worry about it blowing up anytime soon. Although I would probably stay out of the area.
Adds Scylla. They all exit the tunnel, and Behemoth and Methuselah walk off while talking to each other about conspiracy theories and the possibilities of what this boulder is. Godzilla had said that he was going to prepare himself for the journey. Mothra has a feeling she knows exactly what that means. She used to do that with him. Mothra feels a skinny leg on her shoulder. It's Scylla. Hey, Scylla.
Mothra.
Scylla waits till Rodan takes flight and leaves.
What is going on between you and the king?
What? I don't see how that's any of your business, the kaiju moth says defensively.
Mothra, we are friends. Of course it is my business. I've noticed a lot of tension. And what did the king mean about Rodan?
Mothra leaps into the air and hovers. Scylla? We may hang out a few times, but that doesn't mean that you're privy to every nook and cranny of my life. If I didn't volunteer information to you, please don't try to pry it out of me." And with that, Mothra flies away. Marley makes her way out of hiding to join Scylla. "Marley, where have you been?" "I was actually looking out for Miss Mothra." "Do you know what's wrong with her?" Marley thinks about what Mothra told her when she'd been drunk. Marley knows that Mothra probably doesn't want everyone knowing her business, but this is Scylla. Marley goes on to tell Scylla the surface of what is going on and begs her not to tell Mothra. Scylla nods her head in understanding. When Scylla leaves, Marley has to wonder what was the motivation behind her really telling Scylla about all of that. These issues between kaiju when it comes up to mating rights, resources, and territory usually erupt into wars. But Marley justifies it in that she didn't start this, Mothra did. Regardless, Marley believes Mothra needs more support, and Marley can't do it alone. Scylla seems more equipped for getting people to open up and not needing them to be drunk to do it. Marley smiles and heads to her sleeping grounds. At the seashore. Mothra is at the site from where Godzilla, Rodan, and she will leave. Rodan flies and lands a few feet away from Mothra in the beach sand. There's an awkward silence between them as Rodan looks at everything except her. "Hey, Rodan." Rodan shakes out his wings and glances at Mothra, not saying anything for a few seconds, as if he's registering that she's standing there.
"Mothra?"
He replies formally. Mothra's heart drops. Godzilla walks up to the beach from the inland.
"Okay, let's go. And let's not have a repeat of what happened." "Yeah, let's not."
Rodan adds. "You guys want to fill me in on what happened?" The two males just stare at Mothra and then look at each other and ignore her.
"This is going to be a rather long journey, Mothra. I'd rather we not."
With that, Godzilla takes off into the ocean, sending water spraying out on either side of his body. Rodan opens up his glorious wings and lifts off. Mothra does the same, flying to Rodan's right. They escort Godzilla and head back to the Black Sea.